Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So Terrence Crawford, let me tell you, boy, Terrence Crawford, it's like nothing he says is going to be correct. And it's kind of a shame that not only for Terrence Crawford, I don't think people are really, I don't think Spence deserves the backlash that he's receiving because of the way he lost to Terrence Crawford. One thing I'll tell you, right? You can't sit there and watch a man hit a heavy bag and go off of that and say he's going to get in the ring and, tranquilize somebody because of how you saw him beat on the mitts, beat up the heavy bag and shadow box. You can look at somebody, you can see, hey, they got a little pop. They obviously have some skill. But once you get in the ring, it's a totally different animal, okay? But back on Terrence Crawford. This man can't say nothing right. Look, what more do you want Terrence Crawford to do? He's saying that he has no interest in fighting Boots. But he explains why. Terrence Crawford is 36, man. What Terrence Crawford has done in boxing is amazing. Okay? So a lot of people out here are doing amazing stuff in different weight divisions. 1-time, 2-time, 3-time champion, 4-time, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? These are things that have been done. But when you start becoming undisputed in 2 different weight divisions, right? And looking to become undisputed in the 3rd, which I think he has a good chance on beating Jermell Charlo. If Jermell Charlo decides to come back down, of course, Tim Tszyu is going to be elevated to the full-blown WBO champion. But anyway, I think Terrence Crawford has everything it takes to become undisputed in the 3rd weight division. He's got to do it quick because it's not even a 4-for-1 deal anymore. It's a 3-for-1 deal because Jermell has 3 belts and Tim Tszyu will have 1. So he's going to have to figure out how he's going to, navigate that course to somehow pick up those 4 belts at 154. But the real issue is him saying that he welcomes a Gervonta Davis fight at 147. He welcomes a Canelo fight at a catchweight 158, 160. What's the problem with that? Because he says he'll fight Gervonta Davis, everybody's saying, no, he's looking to pick on Gervonta Davis, but he'll duck Boots Ennis. Let me tell you something. This is the stuff, right, which at times can make creating content on boxing fun. But other times it makes me just want to tell somebody like, I normally do, which is, in a kindly request, in the most respectful way, that you'll hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. What do you mean Terrence Crawford is ducking Boots because he said he'll fight Gervonta Davis? Crawford is telling the whole world, pay attention to the common theme here, right? All these guys at different weight divisions who have been elite, right? All they want is money now. That's all they want. And Crawford feels like he's earned that right. He doesn't give a F what anyone thinks. Crawford's about the dough. So him fighting Boots Ennis, there ain't no money there. Look, it's not a knock against Boots Ennis. There's no money there. All right? Gervonta Davis supposed to be the king of pay-per-view, and he's dethroned Canelo as the face of boxing, right? Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia out here making 30, 40 million. You telling me that when Crawford hears Gervonta, a much smaller opponent, wants to come up and try to challenge him at 147, you're telling me Crawford's going to sit there and turn his nose up at that when he's chasing money? You know how much money both of them can make if they can make that dream fight, which is a possibility. And why are we going to get mad at Crawford talking about that if we're talking about Inoue making a fight with Tank Davis? It's the same thing with sitting there getting frustrated with Terrence Crawford talking about he'll fight Canelo at a catchweight. Let me tell you something. Terrence Crawford in my opinion, he just has to, and it seems like he's very comfortable within his own skin. He's accepted the fact that you can't make everyone happy. And he's right. And in my opinion, Terrence Crawford, because of his age, how long he's been boxing, and he has 7 kids, man. Beautiful family. Yo, get you a few more fights. Make as much money as possible, and then bounce. You know what I mean? I don't know how much money he's made in boxing. But if he can get 3, 4 more fights and throw aside another 100, 120 million, do it. And it doesn't matter who you fight, but get your dough. Tyson Fury's doing it. You hear a few rumblings about Tyson Fury fighting Ngannou. Some people are frustrated because Tyson Fury's not fighting Usyk. But Tyson Fury told you, I'm all about the money. I want money. He doesn't care. Tyson Fury doesn't care about no damn legacy fight. You know what I'm saying? It's something he would do, but he doesn't care. He wants the dough. Deontay Wilder, he said it. Deontay Wilder wants the dough. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua's out here saying it. I'm a businessman. I'm a businessman. I'm a this. No, that man wants his money. All that hard training. You have the fight. At the end of the fight, everybody looking for their checks. A few weeks later, the fight, everyone forgot about it. And these guys are off in the breeze with their millions. Crawford has finally earned the right to go into fights as the A side. There's no having a conversation. Crawford is the A side. Simple. It's hard for someone to go into negotiation with Terrence Crawford and to think they're going to get a damn 50-50 split. I'll tell you, that's going to be the sticking point for Terrence Crawford going forward. Imagine if Gervonta Davis and Crawford got into serious negotiations. How would that go? Okay? Because now, you got a similar situation like Gervonta and Devin Haney. Who's the draw, the pay-per-view draw? I think it's fair to say Tank Davis. Who's got all the belts? You think Crawford going to want to give Tank Davis a 50-50 split? You see? And then Crawford going up to fight Canelo. Let me tell you something. If that fight was to come off, you think Canelo going to sit here like Earl Spence and get on the phone with Terrence Crawford with his limited English and think that he going to budge on some of the specifics and to make it like a 50-50 fight? Canelo's like, man, you kissed my butt, man. So I think that's going to be the problem for Terrence Crawford. He's earned the right to be the A side. He's earned the right to make as much money possible. But he's going to run into some problems because although he has all these accolades, come on, let's be real, man. He's still not a proven pay-per-view star. You know what I mean? So what I think Crawford has to do is he still has those connections out there in Saudi. Make your fights out there in Saudi. You're not signed to anybody. Get through this rematch with Earl Spence and get back on the Kinahan connection, right? Going out there and make your fights in Saudi Arabia. Make your $50 million. You know what I mean? Fight Keith Thurman over there. Fight Boots over there. It doesn't matter who he fights. He already said he doesn't care. You know what? If that's the case, you get to Saudi, they'll pay you $40, $50 million. Terrence Crawford will fight anybody. He's all about his dough. Going out there to Saudi. Get on that circuit. Look at Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora out here making... Hey, word is Derek Chisora is making just as much money as Helenius. Helenius is fighting AJ this weekend. Word is Derek Chisora is probably making as much or more because he's getting paid by the Saudis. So all I'm saying is there's no reason for Terrence Crawford, who is navigating his own career, not attached to any promoters, right? There's no reason for him to sit there and not go fight out there in the Middle East and get his money. Yeah, look, these opportunities don't come around often. It's just like DAZN and PBC and, you know, when De La Hoya first started Golden Boy, you know, these opportunities just don't come around often. The whole thing with BLK Prime, you know, and they were just here for like a blink. But what I'm saying is, you got to strike while the iron's hot. You know, most people when they start businesses, man, they're not. Some of them, man, if they could get in for 3-4 years, make their money, or 1 year and make money, and then go on to something else, and they were successful. You got to strike where the iron's hot. You know, and I think Terrence Crawford realized he stayed over that at Top Rank a little too long. But the thing about Top Rank is they set you up and they promote you the right way and get your name out there to where you can go out on your own and self-promote. And I don't care what anyone says. Maybe they could have promoted him a little bit better, but the bottom line is Top Rank puts you on the radar. And they put Bud Crawford on the radar. And look what he was able to go out there and do. So just have to find that impetus, man, that can help you achieve whatever your goals are. But the hate for Terrence Crawford, saying he's a duck, people still saying Bud's nobody. I don't get it. Oh, that fight with Earl Spence, Bud doesn't deserve credit for that win. We all know that Earl was drugged and all kind of crap. Somebody put something in Earl Spence's drink before he went to the ring. Some R&B singer. I'm like, man, hold your horses. Let's stop taking it to the stupid, man. It's ridiculous, the stuff they're coming up with. But getting back on course, Terrence Crawford's on the right, man, to fight anybody he wants. And I think he may get a little bit of a rude awakening, because I think you're going to see that, yeah, you're the A side, but the money that he's looking for, it just still may not be there unless he's fighting a Jermell Charlo, fighting a Canelo, going up, even staying at 147, but taking the fight overseas. Because when you look at it, right, Terrence Crawford and, let's say, Keith Thurman, right? To me, Keith Thurman still a big threat at 147. Crawford doesn't even want to stay at 147. He wants to move up. But what's really out there for Crawford to make 20, 25 million? Who can Crawford fight to make the kind of money he made facing Earl Spence? It's got to be a guy like Jermell Charlo. Tim Tszyu, if Crawford goes over there to Australia, there could be some good money over there. Not so sure he's going to make the kind of money like he made stateside, but he could, because of that live gate and the support the Australians are going to show for that fight. There could be some real money over there for Terrence Crawford. But outside of that, when we put things into perspective, it's really not, when it comes to Crawford, his marketability and growing his brand and platform, he's doing that. He's trying to do that. But I think when the dust settles, if he doesn't pick the right opponent, he goes right back and kind of gets pigeonholed again. And I think it's just going to be hard for him to climb out of that. I honestly do. And when you got a bunch of fans and people out here in the boxing community, man, just hating on him and insulting him and still not giving him credit for his victories and everything he's done in boxing, that hurts. I tell you what, right now, people are championing Earl Spence more than they champion Crawford. There's that concentric few who went and bet their mortgage payment and their rent money and their life savings on Spence to win the fight, and Spence dropped the ball. Those guys don't have anything good to say about Earl Spence, but they shouldn't have taken it to the stupid. But going forward, let's see what happens with Crawford, man. Cut that man some slack. He's earned his right. Mayweather earned his right. De La Hoya earned his right. Canelo earned his right. Cotto earned his right. Shane Mosley earned his right towards the end of his career, but he was still fighting for money because, the ups and downs with his spouse. And that was an unfortunate situation. But all these elite fighters, man, the Roy Joneses, the Lennox Lewis's, man, and everybody, man, they all earned their right to go out the way they wanted to. Kyle Zaggy, people don't talk about him a lot, another undefeated fighter, man. And Terrence Crawford's in that space. But I think he's going to struggle a little bit. It's like Deontay Wilder. All that power Deontay Wilder has, he telling me he did a pay-per-view show in here stateside after coming off of that third loss to, that third fight, and a vicious KO loss to Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder didn't even sell over 100,000 pay-per-views, man. That doesn't mean people aren't watching him. That doesn't mean people don't want to pay that money. And that's real unfortunate, man. So Crawford's going to have to do like Wilder, in my opinion. If he can't get the big fights here, he's going to have to go fight over there in Saudi and get that money. He already has a connection. For those of you who forgot, remember my boy, he brought $50 million to Earl Spence that initial discussion said, yo, flat fee, 25 for me, 25 for you. Whether the event does well or not, this is what's up for you and I. So don't be surprised if Crawford goes out here after this rematch, if him and Spence rematch, and Crawford pulls off a 20, 30, $40 million payday out there in the Middle East. I think he should. I'm not knocking him. Matter of fact, I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Earl Spence too. I think these guys should get as much money as possible. But stop calling him a duck, because he's out here chasing money now and not worried about moving down the ladder. That's what life is all about. That's what your career is all about. You move up the ladder. You don't reverse. You know what I'm saying? You don't reverse. Him coming down to fight Boots Ennis is a reverse move. Why would he do that? Fighting Keith Thurman is like a reverse move. These are like reverse moves, or just for me to be fair, it's like lateral accomplishments. Now, my man needs to be bubbling up the ladder, clipping guys at 154, clipping Canelo, going after those big fish at 154, 160, 168. You know, wherever the money is, that's where I think he should go. But you just can't make everybody happy. That being said, y'all keep cool. The hate is real. Crawford chasing the money, but the haters see it as him just ducking people who they feel had the potential to beat him. And I think they should hold their horses. Stop taking it to the stupid. Keep cool. Shout out to the veterans in the breeze.